gamers, we have a situation. It's not good. It's really not good. We have a cheating situation, a match fixing situation, which that's what I'm calling it. Riot isn't calling it that. They're calling it an underperformance situation. At set 11 Worlds at the Tacticians Cup, or Tacticians Crown, sorry, it is not looking good. So we have a cheating allegation. This is a thread from the Tartman. This is from a few days ago. I've been following the story, but I didn't cover it on the YouTube channel here because I was waiting for stuff to come out. But I've read the allegations through here. Basically, Tartman has a bunch of allegations for a bunch of players, a few different players from tournaments throughout set 11. But the biggest one is the Tacticians Crown from Hao here. And I don't know how to pronounce this gentleman's name. It's A Hao Ei. I'm just going to call him Hao for purposes of this video. So just please. I don't know. That's what I'm going to call him. Anyways, I'll link this thread to you guys, but here's just one example. I'll show you guys. This is obvious collusion where he's intentionally losing his game for his Chinese compatriots, his friends, his teammates, whatever you want to call it. He has 60 gold here. It is 3-5. It costs 8 gold to level. He is on a 1-win streak, so there's no streak to protect. There's no loss streak to protect. And Homeboy is just not leveling for no reason, because he knows he is most likely to fight one of his friends, and he wants one of his friends to win so that they can compete for prize money. That is what is occurring here. And there's a few different examples, but I just wanted to show the most obvious one. This is extremely blatant. There's another example, and again, I'll link you guys a thread, but I'm not going to go through all of them, where Homeboy sells his upgraded Alawi 2 because he knows his friend is rolling for Alawi 3, so he sells it and just plays 2 Diana 2s. That definitely didn't make his board stronger. It's not good. And so we don't even need to talk about whether he did cheat or not, because we don't need to, because Riot has issued a competitive ruling. So here's a competitive ruling here for Hao. So Riot Games has found that Hao has breached a competitive global code of conduct. He has been in breach of section 3.2, underperformance, where esports professionals are expected to perform their respective duties and compete to their best ability in all Riot Games esports competitions. Consequently, Hao will be given an official warning and administered a penalty of 30% forfeit of prizing earned from the Inkboard Fables Tacticians Crown. Sorry, can't read there at the end. So important language used here. They're labeling this as underperformance and not, something like cheating or match fixing. I would assume that Riot Games has a distinction between those two things. And to me, I can't see how this is classified as underperformance. I would think something like underperformance would be, do you guys remember when there was that Russian team of all women gamers, Team Siren? I believe it was Team Siren. Maybe there was a different one, Team Vivictus. I'm thinking of Team Vivictus now and not Team Siren, maybe. That played against like Gambit or some shit, or maybe it's one of those Russian teams, right? And the male players, they locked in a bunch of troll champions and then destroyed these girls at the game, and they got in trouble because they didn't take the game seriously, right? They got a competitive ruling. That to me would be something classified as like underperformance, or, playing League. Again, I'll just League example because that's the esport I know the best other than TFT. That would be like, you're supposed to, you just lock in Teemo top lane when your team wants you to play something else, and like you obviously should play something else. You still try to win the game, but you like build a little bit suboptimally and do some stupid stuff, and you there's no like justification for what you did. You totally just went against your team's wishes, and like you get in trouble for that competitive ruling against you. Like that to me is like underperformance. This to me is like match fixing because you're intentionally losing the game with the intention of helping your friends win, because like you can't win anything. Is that not match fixing? Like this is like the lightest version of match fixing. Like the darkest version would be like someone is gambling on your behalf and you're taking a fall, like in boxing, right? But to me, isn't this just the same thing? You're like taking a fall in the game so that your friends can win. That seems like match fixing to me. I don't know. Maybe somebody can clarify in the comments. Not sure. But looking here, it gets even a little bit worse. Just the optics of it get a little bit worse. Not as serious as when Setsuko pretended to type something and got a 50% fine. So if you guys don't know, Setsuko, it actually looked better here. Setsuko, during the Tacticians Cup 3, pretended to type fuck off, meaning he typed it on screen and then deleted it before sending the message, talking to a tournament organizer because the tournament, he didn't provide in-game screenshots and the tournament organizer was trying to get him to send the screenshots. So as a result, we are imposing a 50% fine of your prize from the tournament. So a harsher punishment on Setsuko for pretending to type fuck off, being a really you know, being a little disrespectful twat, honestly, in that situation. I love you, Setsuko, but yeah, come on, man. He receives a harsher punishment than literally match fixing. That's kind of crazy to me, guys. What do you think? What do you think? That's pretty crazy to me. Now, just if you want my opinion on the Setsuko situation, I think this was an appropriate punishment, honestly. For this instance, we need to set a precedent that we need to conduct ourselves as professionals when we're dealing with the tournament organizers, the other professionals. And it's fine to like shit on the tournament organizers in a professional way, like when they're making mistakes and the tournament is poorly ran. There's been a lot of poorly ran tournaments over the past year. Maybe not all of them Riot affiliated, but there's been a lot of tournaments that have been poorly ran. And there's nothing wrong with shitting on the tournament organizers, but whenever you're having to conduct business with another professional, there's a certain level of what's called professionalism. You guys know, where you don't do shit like this. You know, you treat people with respect on an individual level. And so, yeah, I do think there should have been some punishment here, because we don't want to set a precedent that you can treat the tournament organizers like dogs and like publicly shame them on your stream, unless you're just talking about the way in which the tournament has been ran. You know, that's a different thing. But anyways, that's my opinion on that. But if Setsuko is going to receive a punishment like this, which I think is fair, then Homeboy literally match fixing should receive something more harsh. And I think it's fair to compare these things. I don't think this is apples and oranges situation. It's Riot Games. It's the same video game. We're in the same competitive circuit. You know, even though we're in our own North American thing, it's all interconnected. We all compete for the same championship in the end, as it were. And yeah, I think the situation is not good. I think Riot thinks they're setting a precedent with this initial punishment, this initial competitive ruling. I think they're setting a precedent. I think they're setting a precedent, but I think this was far too light of a punishment. I have nothing against this Hao guy, but this is literally match fixing. And I think that Homeboy should be banned at least for a year. Or for a single set at the very least. I don't think he should be perma-banned, you know, as there's been a lot of players getting away with some really fishy things in TFT. So I don't think Homeboy should be perma-banned as the first one to really get punished and caught. But I do think something should be more harsh than a 30% forfeiture of prize earnings, considering, you know, the punishment that Setsuko got, which I think the punishment that Setsuko got was fair. So what are we doing here, Riot? What are we doing? I would like some clarification on this. What are we doing here? What type of precedents are we setting? What do you guys think? Put it in the comment section below and give this video a like or whatever, you know, whatever you want to give me, man. Hey, I'd love it. Follow me on Twitch, and I'll see you on the next one.